What is the difference between Old and New Testaments? And what should Christians follow? The Old Testament and New Testament are two sections of the Christian Bible, each with distinct content. Historical context and purpose. Old Testament. Content. The Old Testament contains books that outline the history, laws, poetry, and prophecies of the ancient Israelites. Key texts include Genesis, Exodus, Psalms, Isaiah, and others. Focus: it covers creation, the story of Israel, God's covenant with his people, and laws given to guide them, notably through figures like Abraham, Moses, and David. Relevance for Christians. Christians view the Old Testament as foundational, seeing it as part of God's revelation and foreshadowing the coming of Jesus as the Messiah. However, many of its ceremonial laws, like dietary rules and sacrifices, are not directly followed by Christians. New Testament. Content: the New Testament centers on Jesus Christ's life, teachings, death, and resurrection, and includes writings on the early Christian church. It includes the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts, the epistles, letters from apostles like Paul, and Revelation. Focus: it reveals the new covenant established through Jesus and emphasizes love, grace, and salvation by faith. The teachings of Jesus and his disciples focus on living a life of faith, love, and service. Relevance for Christians. The New Testament is seen as the primary guide for Christian life and practice. Christians believe that Jesus fulfilled the Old Testament laws, and so they follow his teachings and the principles set forth by the apostles. Which should Christians follow? Christians generally view the New Testament as their primary guide, as it directly addresses Christian faith and practice. However, the Old Testament is still respected and valued for its historical, moral, and spiritual insights. Christians often see it as revealing God's character and providing context for the New Testament, but they do not necessarily follow all its laws. In essence, Christians follow the New Testament teachings of Jesus and his apostles, while also honoring the Old Testament as a foundation for understanding God's ongoing relationship with humanity.